a warm welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning. I'm the senior taster of Whisky.com, and today we have another Jameson. Shortly before I had the regular Jameson here in my cask, and this is the Jameson Crested, 40% ABV at a price of €29.90 at Whisky.com, and probably 1, 2 or 3 euros more due to alcohol taxes wherever you live. And well, I'm no native speaker, you know that, and the name or the word crested wasn't very familiar for me, so I looked it up in the dictionary, and the best would be the translation or the sentence, on the crest of the wave. So on the top of the wave, and this crested means, on the other hand, something on the top. You have a crested helmet, something. So this should be the crest of, well, the Jameson production. Well, kind of, because there are Jameson with an age of 18 years and very special whiskeys which are very much expensive, and this should be an addition to the regular Jameson whiskey, Irish whiskey. Yeah, and the foundation or the start of the whiskey had been the time when John Jameson built their distillery, his distillery in 1780 in Dublin, and they used to sell casks to pubs, to somebody else, something. It wasn't the time where the industrial bottle was already familiar or popular. So selling whiskey in casks had been the normal way to sell whiskey. And here they started to sell their first whiskey in their own bottles. So the first bottling, and there they said, well, we have the best whiskey we produced, the crest, and that we put into our bottles. So whenever you want to have a Jameson, then you should have the Jameson Crested. Well, years passed, and when I first had this Crested here in my cask, some 10, 15, 14 years ago, I had the Crested 10. It was called then, and it had 10 years of age. So the demand for Jameson whiskey rose a lot, so that the amount of whiskies maturing for 10 years became less and less, and they had problems to source the demand for their 18-year-old Jameson whiskey. So the Jameson Crested 10 lost its 10 years, and now it's just the Crested, but it's still the selected best casks. And this whiskey, in contrast to the regular Jameson whiskey, this one has a particular amount of sherry cask they use for this bottling. Jameson itself is produced on with malted and unmalted barley, and the unmalted barley is distilled on column stills with a very high alcohol content, and the malted barley is put into 3 consecutive pot stills, very big ones, which give a huge, bold aroma to it. And then afterwards, after the maturation, it's mixed, it's blended. So unmalted and malted gives a blended whiskey. And here now there are some sherry casks mixed in to this special selected whiskey. But this one is still below 30 euros for a 0.7 liter bottle. So you can't go out that 50% of this one should be come from sherry casks. No, therefore, for this sherry casks are too expensive. So there will be some amount of sherry cask whiskey in it, but not too much, just to give it the additional kick, to have it better than the regular Jameson. And they have a cork on this one. So it's no screw cap as the regular 10-year-old has. Then there's a banderole on it. It's a 3-label bottle, 1, 2, 3. So this is expensive in production, and now they have their own bottling. When they had this old Crested 10, it was just a standard liquor bottle. It was green then, I think, if I remember right. And yeah, so celebrating the first drops bottled in Bow Street. So this is Bow Street, where the Jameson enterprise started. There's a museum today, and but no production. And yeah, here we go. So this is really different to the normal Jameson. It shows darker fruits, intense fruit, less citrus notes, little vanilla, and shows, well, not an age, but the sherry casks. I have no idea how many casks there are in this mixture. But this one shows it's not a regular mass product Irish whiskey, but this one is something special. Yeah, cheers. Friendly, gentle, juicy on the tongue, mouth-watering. This is new. Little sherry influence, a little bit of chocolate, so might be the whiskey is a little bit older, so it extracts from the oak a little bit more of those tannins. Yeah, dark chocolate, longer aftertaste, dry fruits. Yeah, definitely more aroma than the regular Jameson has. Yeah. Yeah, mouth-filling, mouth-watering. And now in the aftertaste, well, the typical spiciness now appears, but not as strong as it is in the regular Jameson. Yeah, so if you have the choice on the shelf to take a regular Jameson or a Crested, take the Crested. Yeah, definitely. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching.